Crash Course Instrumentation, Episode 48. Fuses, the first line of defense. Channel intro. Overcurrent protection starts with one of the simplest and most reliable devices ever invented, the fuse. In this episode, we'll explore how fuses work, why they're so effective, how to safely verify if one has failed, and why they've been a cornerstone of electrical safety for over a century. We'll even touch on how historical disasters and clever engineering turned the fuse into one of the most important parts of any safe circuit. Act 1. What is a fuse? A fuse is a deliberate weak point in a circuit, a thin wire or metal strip designed to melt when current exceeds a safe level. This idea dates back to the late 1800s, when early electrical systems needed a way to prevent fires from overloaded wires. When the fuse melts, it opens the circuit almost instantly, stopping current before the wire insulation or connected equipment can overheat. Common fuse types: fast blow fuses respond quickly to sudden surges, and slow blow, time delay fuses handle short inrush currents such as motor startups. Historical note: by the early 1900s, companies like Bussmann were mass-producing fuses for homes, streetcars, and factories. Bussmann's products became the standard for reliability, a tradition still alive today. Act 2. Why fuse placement matters. Where you put a fuse in the circuit determines what it actually protects. Early electrical fires taught engineers a hard lesson: fuses placed too far from the source left upstream wires unprotected. Placing the fuse close to the source ensures all downstream wiring and devices are protected from overcurrent faults. A misplaced fuse can result in part of the circuit carrying dangerous fault currents even after the fuse opens. This principle, reinforced by the NEC in 1897, remains a critical safety rule. Placement isn't just best practice. It's a legal and safety requirement to prevent fires in homes and industries. Act 3. Sizing a fuse. Fuses are rated in amperes for continuous current and also for maximum voltage. Correct sizing means matching the fuse rating to the wire's ampacity. Too large, and the fuse may fail to protect the wire until after the insulation is damaged. Too small, and the fuse may nuisance blow on normal startup currents. Example: a 14 AWG copper wire typically uses a 15 amp fuse. If you install a 30 amp fuse, you're no longer protecting the wire. You're inviting failure. The goal? Size the fuse to protect on the wire first and the load second. Act 4. How to spot a blown fuse and test safely. Visual inspection. Glass cartridge fuses may show a broken element or burn marks. Ceramic fuses usually need electrical testing to confirm failure. Safe testing procedure: de-energize the circuit whenever possible. Remove the fuse from its holder. Use a multimeter set to continuity or ohms. A good fuse will show continuity, low resistance. A blown fuse will read open, infinite resistance. Always follow safe lockout, tagout procedures when working in industrial or energized panels. Wrap up. Fuses may seem old-fashioned, but their simplicity, reliability, and ease of testing make them the first line of defense in countless systems, from industrial machinery to everyday electronics. With over 100 years of history, they remain one of the most important safety devices ever designed. In our next episode, we'll compare fuses to another protection device you've seen everywhere, the circuit breaker, and discover why breakers replaced fuses in most homes. Like, comment, and share to help more learners understand why fuses are far from obsolete.